Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers reasonable suspicion, the relationship between officers and their community, and stop and identify states, and comes to us from the Free Thought Project's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Let's dive right in and audit the interaction. This video, originally posted in 2015, shows jogger and father of three Corey Dickerson resting under a streetlight during a late-night run where he was contacted by Officer Kenneth Price of the Talladega Police Department in Talladega, Alabama.
I live in Talladega.
Just get off work, or what are you doing?
Have I done anything wrong, first of all?
Well, no, we have to ask that, because see, at night we have to check, and see, we've had a lot of burglaries and thefts and stuff like that going on. We don't know who you are.
Oh, well, I'm nobody.
You see?
I'm nobody.
You see, look at our job, our points. We don't know what you're doing out here. You see?
Right now, I'm just minding my own.
Well, where are you going?
Nowhere in particular.
Nowhere in particular. Looks like you've been running. You've been running?
Yeah.
Where you been running from?
Just around.
Just around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you going to?
Nowhere in particular.
You got some ID on you?
I do, but,
What's your name?
Corey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, looks like I'm about to get harassed.
Come over here, Corey. You don't look all right.
Huh?
Come over here.
I'd rather stand in front of your police car. So I'd rather stand in front of your camera.
Stand right here.
Yeah, would like to let you know that I am recording.
Okay, that's
And as soon as this video starts recording, it automatically uploads. So
Hey, look. Hey, my camera does the same thing.
Yeah.
And you can tell them why I stopped you. It is 12:30 in the morning.
all right.
I've had a lot of burglaries and thefts.
Uh-huh.
You can get this on camera.
All right.
Okay. So
It is.
now I'm just asking you for your ID.
According to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's program regarding the Fourth Amendment, actions that are unusual for the hour of the day may indicate possible criminal activity and can be used to support a Terry stop. What might otherwise be considered innocent conduct may form the basis for reasonable suspicion to stop and investigate in a location that is unusual for the time of day, or in a location that has a documented history of being a high crime area. In the 2016 Fifth Circuit court case of U.S. v. Spears, the court noted that while a person's presence in an area known to be high in crime is a relevant contextual consideration in the reasonable suspicion analysis, such presence standing alone is not enough to support a reasonable suspicion that anybody found there is involved with crime, which suggests that any one of these factors Officer Price mentioned do not constitute reasonable suspicion. However, the 2016 Eighth Circuit court case of U.S. v. Quinn reaffirmed the notion that an officer may have reasonable suspicion to conduct a Terry stop based on a combination of factors, even when no single factor considered alone would justify a stop. Therefore, most courts would probably agree that the combination of factors listed by Officer Price would amount to reasonable suspicion and justify the officer's stop.
Yeah, well,
What is your name?
am I suspected of being?
What is your name?
Corey.
Corey what?
Right now, I prefer to just go by Corey.
No ID on you?
I do, but am I being detained, sir?
That's 10-4. Coming up on Jackson now.
Am I being detained, sir?
Yes, sir, and you can get that on camera too.
And what crime am I suspected of committing?
I didn't need to find out who you are and what you're doing. Do you understand that?
I do, but what crime am I
Get that on recording.
what crime am I suspected of committing, sir?
You're not committing a crime. I just want to know what.
So am I free to go?
Not yet.
So you guys can detain me for anything whatsoever.
Contrary to popular belief, officers are not required to articulate a specific crime that they reasonably suspect is, has, or will be committed. The Terry ruling dictates that officers only need to articulate specific facts which justify their suspicion, not specific crimes. If an officer compiles a reasonable amount of objective facts which lead to the assumption that criminal activity may be present, then the officer has acquired reasonable suspicion and may conduct an investigatory stop to determine the specificity of the criminal behavior or lack thereof. Auditors often use the phrase, "What crime do you suspect me of committing?" as if a specific crime is required for detention, but that is not the case. A specific crime is only required in the event of an arrest, which is justified by probable cause, not reasonable suspicion.
Can I get your name, sir?
My name is Officer Price. You can get that on video.
Price?
Price.
Can I have badge number? Everything is going on video.
See, this
Everything.
is what we do all night. Okay? It's not just you that we stop.
Well, it was a cop. That was a police. Matter of fact, that looks like him right there.
Really?
I've seen him pass me twice, and he didn't have any reason to stop me. Right.
Okay, now I've explained to you the reason why I stopped you. If everything comes back, I'll let you go.
And I'm pretty sure he seen me earlier, so I'm pretty sure he could tell you exactly what I was doing when he seen me.
This guy, apparently he was running, standing over here. I was concerned about it. He wants to get us all on video. I explained to him why I stopped him. He just goes back for it. No, he won't give me his full name, information. Maybe you can get something from him.
Sir.
I seen you running. You were on over by Talladega Downs, wasn't you?
Right.
Yeah. You were on the sidewalk then,
Yeah.
I did see him on Talladega Downs over there. It was jogging. You were walking my first, and then you started running.
Right.
But that was before he seen me in my patrol car. All he seen was the front of my car. Then
I seen you turn, and I kept on jogging.
He was running. He was walking, then he ran. Then I made my turn. Then then he saw the side of my car, but he didn't know I was police, and then started running. But you gotta understand, whenever we're out here this late at night, and something like that goes on, he's going to want to do his investigation. I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt nothing. I mean, all we're going to do is just check ID real quick.
Okay, but see, thing is, I don't know too much about the law. I'm not a lawyer. Ain't even pretend to be one. But I know that in order to detain me, you got to have some type of reasonable suspicion that I've committed some type of crime. And you just invading my, I'm minding my own business out here. I'm literally jogging. I'm exercising.
I'll tell you,
I'm trying to
give you some reasonable suspicion on this. Okay, the probable cause. It's going to be for the fact that you're running in a neighborhood.
He didn't even see me running. Well, he literally see me just standing right here. I was literally just bent over, this right here, catching my breath. He didn't see me running. He just stopped me, you know? He just pulled over, it just, you know?
Yeah.
So, again, what suspicion have I, what suspicion do you have of me committing a crime? Like, what have I done?
Sir, let me tell you something.
I just don't like my rights being violated, man. That's it, man. That's it, man. I just
like a violation of rights. I'll let you know real quick, because I'm not going to be somebody who's going to be doing some stupid stuff and trying to go my butt to jail or get sued or anything like that. You understand?
All right.
You go down to Talladega Downs and you can ask any of the guys down there.
Another police car.
Straightforward guys. I'm one of the nicest guys you're going to
And you can ask anybody around me if they know Corey with dreads, and they'll tell you that he don't bother anybody, he don't talk to anybody.
Look, I don't know you. You know, you ain't never met me, have you?
Nah, you don't look familiar at all, Tim.
Not many people do know me around here. That's why I get out on people. I try to, normally, if you see me out with somebody, it's just me getting out and see a crowd on the walk. Just talk to them, get to know who they are, find out what they're doing. Just so whenever I know I'm getting my butt whooped one day, maybe somebody be inclined to help me out a little bit.
All right. I hear that.
And that's what I do. And all he's out here doing, he's just trying to make sure, his thing is he likes to make sure nobody's house is getting broke into. and all this other stuff. And yeah, you know, he didn't know you were running. He just sees a man out here sweating right outside one of the, you know, a business.
And I told him I was all right. So that should have been good enough reason for him to just go on, man.
Yeah, but see, if I tell you something, are you going to automatically believe me every time I talk?
I don't believe anybody.
Exactly. There you go.
I mean,
why would we don't believe nobody? 90% of people we talk to lie to us about everything we say. You know, we talk about.
And that's why I didn't believe him when he said that he had reports of burglars. I've lived over this side of town for 15 years. I haven't heard any burglars.
Mr. Dickerson makes the point that he doesn't trust anyone, and the officer agrees and says that he also does not trust anyone. Mr. Dickerson then brilliantly uses the officer's logic against him, justifying his skepticism of the officers. Why should Mr. Dickerson trust the intentions of the officers if they do not trust the intentions of Mr. Dickerson? This part of the interaction highlights a key element of the flawed relationship between law enforcement officers and their respective communities. Many members of law enforcement expect civilians to trust them based on the integrity of the reputation associated with police officers. Officers often see themselves and their departments as the good guys. However, the reputation of police officers as a whole has become increasingly fractured in recent years and is merely a shell of its former self. The digital era has brought about a level of transparency that has strained the relationship between pedestrians and the law enforcement community. Whether that strain is due to the inherent nature of police duties, a polarized political climate, or isolated incidents virally broadcasted is a question better left to sociological researchers. But one thing is for sure, the relationship between police officers and their communities has undergone a dramatic change, which has all but tarnished the reputation of law enforcement within certain segments of society.
Right off of right here, girl just got her house kicked in twice in 1 month.
What's her name?
Yeah, I can't remember her name. She's from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
She moved down here about 2 months ago. Got her door kicked in twice in 1 month.
I don't know her.
More, trust me.
No, I don't know her then. I probably would have heard that if I'd known her.
But that actually did happen. I had to go in there and clear it out for her because she was scared to death to go back inside her house when she got home and her door was wide open. I ain't gonna lie about that. We have had some burglars, not many, between the burglars and the shootings and everything going on here.
I mean, I understand the shooting. But those, what I understand was those was a whole bunch of little teenagers. I'm a grown man. I got 3 kids.
There's some adults mixed into it too.
I haven't heard that.
We got a whole list of everybody involved, and there's some adults.
Yeah.
The teenagers started it, but
then adults got involved.
Yeah, you got to understand when a teenager goes by and starts shooting up stuff, one of those adults' houses starts up, and he gets mad, he's gonna start retaliating too. And that's where everything's going in. So it's a never-ending cycle. But all he's asking for is just name, date of birth. Make sure you ain't got no warrants for your arrest. I mean, you tell me you're a good enough citizen that you obey all the laws and everything.
I ain't say all that. He ain't say all that.
You got 3 kids. I hope you do.
I mean, I take care of eyes. I mean, I ain't just 100%.
Ain't nobody 100%.
Yeah.
Good Christian person.
But
everybody got their flaws.
Right.
And that's all it's boiling down to. He just want to make sure you ain't got no active warrants. Make sure there ain't been no burglars. In case there is one that pops up down the street, somebody's door got kicked in, we'll kind of know in the general area of where to start looking at. And that's all it's boiling down to.
I understand that, but at the same time, I really just don't want my rights violated, and I feel like my rights are being violated right now. Because I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to try to search me or whatever anyway, whether I give you permission or not.
A search.
And I also want, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't trust police just because I got my hair pulled out, I was choked, tased, maced, beaten bloody. You hear me? Beaten bloody by 4 cops while I was in handcuffs.
But was it any of us though?
No, but that don't matter. He kind of looks familiar. He does look familiar, but like I don't trust that. One bad applicant will spoil a whole bunch for me, you know.
I'm gonna tell you this: if we want to search you, we're gonna do a weapon search. We're not gonna dig on you and everything else unless you tell us you want us to do. You go through my pockets, pull them out, do whatever you want to. We can search you for weapons if we choose to. We're not pushing it that far yet. If he wants to push it far enough, he could even arrest you for failure to identify to a law enforcement officer.
Is that a real law?
It's a real law.
I am going to look that up tonight if I don't go to jail.
Alabama is one of 24 stop and identify states which have statutory codes that grant officers the authority to demand identification from anyone they reasonably suspect has committed, is committing, or will commit a crime. Each of the 24 states have their own version of Alabama Code 15-5-30 with varying degrees of authority and specific language, but they all essentially work the same way. In states that have not adopted the stop and identify statute, officers may still conduct an investigation into suspicious activity and may detain individuals if the officer acquires reasonable suspicion, but officers may not demand identification until they obtain probable cause and make an arrest. Officer Price believes that he has reasonable suspicion, and according to Alabama Code 15-5-30, he does have the authority to demand to see Mr. Dickerson's ID, and could potentially arrest Mr. Dickerson for failing to identify. Whether Officer Price's reasonable suspicion would hold up in a courtroom is questionable, but ultimately it would be left to a judge to decide.
Look on your phone, tell me what time it is.
Huh?
Time is it?
It's recording right. It's still recording.
Last I checked, it was what, 12:20?
12:44 now.
12:44. 12:44. You out here in the middle of the intersection, business right there, a bunch of houses around here. You sweating. I saw you running.
I was saying, you know why I'm sweating though.
He doesn't. He's out here. He's the one who made the initial stop. All right. All he's asking is for a name and date of birth so we can check you out, make sure he ain't got no warrants or anything like that. That's all this boils down to.
And then that's another thing. I might do have warrants on me. I'll be a fool to give you guys my name, then I go to jail and lose my job. I don't have any bail money, no bond money.
Well, do you have warrants for him?
I hope not. Last time I went to court, nobody tried to arrest me, so.
Last time you went to court?
What that was? 2 weeks ago. Two Tuesdays ago.
For what?
Huh?
For what? Tell me ain't domestic violence.
No, man. Trespassing. Trespassing.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, trespassing, you know if you have a warrant on it because you know where you can't go and everything. Where you trespassed at?
Knoxville.
Knoxville? Let me guess. Family-related problems?
Girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
I see. You see there? That's fine.
Yeah, but I ain't headed to Knoxville. I actually stopped right here and finna head right back home. Back that way.
According to a post on Mr. Dickerson's Facebook page, he was eventually released without being charged for any crimes and without surrendering his identification. It is unknown whether Officer Price was disciplined for his actions, but Mr. Dickerson's video went viral shortly after being posted, and several local news organizations reached out to Talladega Police Chief Jason Busby for comment, but none were successful. Overall, Officer Price and the Talladega Police Department get a B- because although they did not violate the rights of Mr. Dickerson and ultimately let him go without incident, they continued to inconvenience Mr. Dickerson well after he established his credibility and made every effort to dispel the officers' concerns without giving in to their coercion. Mr. Dickerson made it abundantly clear that he was innocently jogging, and one of the officers even testified to that fact, but Officer Price still pushed for identification and made accusational statements. The attitude and conduct of Officer Price is a prime example of a major contributing factor to the deterioration of the relationship between officers and community members. Mr. Dickerson gets an A for remaining calm and keeping his ego in check without allowing Officer Price to trample his rights. Mr. Dickerson was doing nothing wrong, and he did a good job of conveying his innocence to the officers and using their own logic against them without provoking them or becoming vulgar. Mr. Dickerson's unassuming attitude and positive but stern dialogue allowed him to navigate this interaction successfully and continue jogging in peace. Let us know if there's a legal topic or interaction you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe for more police interaction content.